June 6, 1992, in the city of Mogadishu, Somalia. A boy was born. At the time, nobody could have imagined that one day he would become one of Africa's most respected football referees. His name was Omar Artan. Growing up in Somalia was never easy. The country faced years of conflict, instability, and uncertainty. But despite the challenges around him, Omar found something that gave him hope. Football, not as a player, not as a coach, but as a referee. Over the next 3 decades, he would work his way through African football, officiate some of the continent's biggest matches, and eventually achieve something no Somali referee had ever achieved before: a place at the FIFA World Cup. It should have been the greatest moment of his life. Instead, it became one of the biggest controversies of the tournament. For football players and coaches, the World Cup is everything. It comes only once every 4 years. Millions watch. Entire countries stop to support their teams. And one great performance can make you a hero forever. For referees, the dream is exactly the same. Only a tiny number of officials ever get selected. Every decision is watched by millions. Every mistake can become a headline, and every match is a test. Omar Artan understood that pressure. Year after year, he worked his way through African football, while most fans never knew his name. People inside the game did, because Omar was becoming one of Africa's best referees. Then came the breakthrough. In 2024, Omar Artan became the first Somali referee ever selected for the Africa Cup of Nations. It was a historic moment, not only for him, but for Somalia, a country that had rarely been represented at football's highest levels. His performances impressed everyone. More assignments followed, bigger tournaments, more important matches. Soon, Omar was officiating some of Africa's biggest football games. His reputation continued growing. And then FIFA made a decision that changed everything. Omar Artan was selected for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. For the first time in history, a Somali referee would be part of football's biggest event. Years of hard work had finally paid off. Or so it seemed. The moment everything changed. As the tournament approached, Omar prepared for the biggest challenge of his career: the World Cup, the stage every referee dreams about, the opportunity he had spent decades chasing. But before he could officiate a single match, something went wrong. Very wrong. Instead of focusing on football, Omar suddenly found himself dealing with an unexpected situation, a situation that quickly became international news. Fans were confused, journalists wanted answers, and social media exploded with questions. How could a referee selected by FIFA, someone trusted to officiate at the World Cup, be prevented from doing his job? The story spread quickly, and with every passing day, the controversy became bigger. Soon, people around the world were talking about Omar Artan, not because of a decision he made on the pitch, but because he wasn't being allowed onto the pitch at all. As criticism increased, FIFA finally responded. The organization confirmed that Omar Artan remained an official member of the World Cup referee team. His position would not be removed. His status would not change. FIFA also announced that Omar would continue receiving the same compensation and benefits as every other World Cup referee. It was an important gesture because FIFA wanted everyone to know one thing: Omar had done nothing wrong, but many fans still weren't satisfied because this wasn't about money. It wasn't about benefits. It wasn't about contracts. This was about a dream that had taken decades to achieve. And now that dream appeared to be slipping away. Then, something unexpected happened. Canada entered the story. Political leaders and public officials began publicly supporting Omar Artan. Messages appeared online. happen. Statements were released, invitations followed, leaders in Vancouver openly welcomed him. Officials in Toronto expressed support as well. The message was clear. A referee who had earned his place deserved the opportunity to perform his role. Suddenly, this was no longer just a football story. It had become a global conversation about how international sporting events should treat the people who make them possible. Millions followed every development, waiting to see what would happen next. Omar Artan lost the opportunity he spent years working for, a place on football's biggest stage, a moment that only a handful of referees ever experience. But despite everything that happened, he refused to let this setback define him. Instead of anger, instead of blame, he made a simple promise. God willing, I will be at the next World Cup. And maybe that's what makes this story so powerful. Not the controversy, not the politics, not even the headlines, but the determination of a man who refused to quit when his dream was taken away. Because the real question isn't what happened to Omar Artan. The real question is, will FIFA make sure it never happens to another referee again? Will future officials be protected from situations like this? Or will this become another lesson that is forgotten once the tournament ends? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain. Millions of football fans around the world are now watching, and they won't forget Omar Artan's story anytime soon. What do you think? Was FIFA responsible for this situation? Or was it completely outside their control? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video and want more World Cup stories, controversies, and football documentaries, make sure to subscribe, because this story may be over, but the conversation is just getting started.